What's up, everybody out there? This is Eric Brandt. What's going on to another video? I'm sitting here having a little espresso at one of the little favorite places here. And before I get started, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know to like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe and the bell so you guys get a notice every time I do a video. And this is Follow the Money. This is the Family Cash Machine. I've been doing these videos for quite a while now, and we're starting to morph more into teaching people about economics and money, cryptocurrency in general, and assets, whether it be gold, silver, trust funds, corporations, not just how to make money, but how to protect the money. And this is something that most of our black people have not been really equipped with this kind of information. Again, it's a little history and background about me. I did trade commodities for a while. I am a former real estate, commercial, and residential appraiser. And I've been in a lot of economic classes, and they've never taught us the stuff that I'm teaching you guys. Now, again, I'm giving you guys this notice to like and subscribe to my channel because YouTube has, at the December the 10th, they're starting to censor more material, and anything that goes against the information that you're getting in the main media, they don't like. And they're being pressured by other entities to censor this information. So like and subscribe to my channel because I am going to be putting up more outlets on my videos. When you go beneath, you'll see outlets where I'll have BigShoot, maybe some Vimeo, and I'll have different platforms where you can find my videos, just in case they try to cut my subscription or cut my channel off. I can still be able to get you guys messages. Today is an interesting message here. I'm going to talk about the movie The Banker. And if you guys know anything about my history, I'm actually raised in California. So I kind of know, I've met that guy before. I've met some of his family members. A lot of people in Los Angeles know of this guy. He's a very, very powerful guy. I think he passed now. But the guy Kerik, this movie is about the black guy who actually owned 2 or 3 banks in California for quite a while, and the story is really incredible story. Now, I was excited when I saw this story coming out because, again, for about 6 or 7 years that I know of, this movie they've been trying to make this movie. But the problem is right now, some bad news has just came out about the movie The Banker. Now, from my vantage point, I'm all about finance. You guys know I'm all about money. I'm all about educating and teaching people about money, not just about money, but teaching you how to maneuver with money, teaching you the game of money, teaching you guys how to create generational wealth, teaching you guys about the economy and things they're not telling you about the economy. So that's what I'm all about. I'm about, not just educating, but enlightening people to be able to see through the bullshit of what they're trying to teach you guys about money. Well, anyway, here's a story about the Garnett guy. And Samuel L. Jackson is playing in the movie. You got the guy, I think James Mackey. You got Nia Long. You got a great cast in this movie. But now they're getting some information from Apple that Apple is going to pull the movie. Now, Apple bought this movie for $20 million, and I think in 2018 they started filming the movie. But this guy has an incredible story, and I'm just upset right now, very, very distraught at the fact that black children don't really get a lot of positive stories like this. I think the only movie that I saw of a positive black man in the business world that was a real, actual story was Chris Garnett, who's the guy on the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. So you guys saw that movie with Will Smith. He did a great job, and I actually follow Chris Garnett on YouTube. I listen to some of his motivational videos. This guy, has an incredible story. He sold his company for some $30-40 million. He came from being homeless to a multi-millionaire. I mean, it's an incredible story. There's a lot of stories like this about black people that they're not telling you guys. They don't want these stories to surface because they want to continue to perpetuate the narrative that we're thugs, we're gangbangers, we're dope dealers, and this is permeating the narrative or the whole prototype of black men. And so this movie here counters the whole stereotype of black men being gangsters and thugs and drug dealers or athletes. You know, and I'm not having nothing against athletes, because the athletes right now is our outlet to becoming millionaires and entertainers. But I just want our people to understand there's so many other positive stories. There's so many other multi-millionaire stories of black people that they're just not highlighting. So when this movie came out and they were talking about doing this movie, I was so excited about it, because you know, like I said, I had the opportunity of actually meeting that gentleman, and I've lived in Los Angeles, been in Los Angeles for pretty much all my life, and so everybody in Los Angeles knew about this story. But to have this story highlighted and put on the major screen, you know, could give black children a whole different perspective of business and help them to understand that we are very dynamic and we're very ingenious in the way we do things and move. And so this guy here, man, the story is just, I mean, it's just astronomically incredible. And so from a business entrepreneurial perspective, because we don't get enough entrepreneur images of us, we just don't. And there are so many different entrepreneurs that I've met in my life, multi-millionaire black people, black women, black men, and we just don't see this image. So I'm sad that Apple pulled the movie. And there's accusations now against the brother. Okay, I think his name is, I can't remember, Bernard Kerik. He's the brother, actually he's the son of the guy who's the movie's about. Okay, now, there's two stepsisters, half-sisters, because it seems like to me his dad was married multiple times, and the stepsisters are now claiming that he molested them. He was 15, and they were 4 and 7 or something like that. Now, if this is true, this is heinous, and I want to get this clear. I do not in any way condone any kind of violation of women. I got 4 daughters, and Lord knows what I'll do to somebody who did that to my daughters. And I'm also going to say this, that these girls were 4 and 7, so I mean that's just, to me, is sick. It's sick. But I'm going to say this, and I got to speak on this because I'm going to take both sides. If the brother did this, it has nothing to do with the father. This story is about the father. This story is about the magnificent, incredible geniusness of their dad. It's not about the kids at all. Now, there's also, and I gotta cover everything. I gotta kind of give you guys an insight. It's interesting that these girls came out with this story. I think what happened was one of the girls, Cynthia, she put a little statement underneath the trailer around November the 9th, and the movie was coming out January the 5th. I saw the trailer, I was so excited about it because, again, I want to make sure our black children are able to see a different perspective of black men that they never see. Okay, so the girl came out with this story publicly November the 9th, and she put it underneath a comment section, I think on a trailer on YouTube or something like that. And now it's gaining steam. It's, you know, and Apple just pulled back. Now they already just shot the movie. Apple already paid $20 million for the movie. They shot the movie. You got Samuel L. Jackson. You have Nia Long and James Mackey, amongst other stars. And so it was a great movie. Looks like it was filmed. They spent a lot of money, and like I said, I have history, and not really history, but I have knowledge that this has been going on for at least, I think, 10 years or so. They've been trying to get this movie done, and I'm a little perturbed. That's the word to use, because the sister and the brother, those two sisters and the brother, they've been fighting over who had the rights to this movie for a while. This is no secret. Anybody in Los Angeles know that they've been fighting over the rights of this, who had the actual rights, siblings, to do the movie of their father. The other thing that's not being really highlighted is that the sisters, it's been said that the brother, who they're claiming did this heinous crime, like I said, if he did that, he needs to go to prison. But we got to look at all the factors here. Now, the brother has been said by the sisters. It's been believed that the brother, they got two different mothers. So it's been believed that the brother, who they're accusing, is the one that told the father of their mother infidelity, which they hold him accountable and they blame him for the divorce of their mother. See? So we got some other little factors in here that we got to consider everything. Now, I'm not saying he didn't rape these girls. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just thought it was awfully suspicious that they argued over the rights of the movie for all these years, and now it's at a point where this guy, he's already got paid, and it looks like he's going to get more money. And then I read a statement that they made. They said, well, they don't feel like that a predator should capitalize off of their life. Well, in actuality, the movie's not about you. The movie's about your dad. The movie is about the brilliant, revolutionary, economic brilliance of your dad. The movie is about your dad's life. The movie's not even about these girls at all. Again, like I said, if this guy did what he did, they saying that he did, I got to look at all the factors here because, again, they blame him for the divorce of their mother. So when you watch the movie, Nia Long is actually playing the father's new wife, but their mother had already been divorced in this movie. They don't even show. I don't know if I don't think they showed their mother, but they're blaming their brother because rumor has it that their brother is the one. Remember, their brother is the one who told the father of the mother's infidelity. Now, how true this is, I don't know. I don't know if the mother was infidelity or not. I don't know. But I'm just telling you what's been going on, all the different stuff. These girls fought with him for years over who had the right to do this movie. Not about them being raped. That hasn't come out until now. Now, it is common for a lot of women to hold this because in the black community, a lot of molestation is kind of like frowned upon. We keep that secret. We don't really reveal that. People hold it for years and years and years. It's not really talked about in the black family, and it's very dominant because all the girls I've dated in my life, many of them, I would say the number is staggering. I would say a good 80% of them were comfortable enough to tell me of some uncle or some cousin or even stepfathers that have violated them. And I didn't realize until I became a grown man how prevalent this is and how common this is in the black families. But we don't talk about it. So again, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I am going to say this. Like I said, I'm not on one side or the other. They fought for years about the rights of the movie. They fought for years, these siblings. The brother has done the movie. The movie is not about these girls. It's about the father. It's not about the son. It's about the father. So I am sad that the story of their father now is maybe not being told. And millions of black children are being robbed of a rich story of a very brave, revolutionary black man who was very intelligent and who learned how to manipulate the system to purchase a bank and use white people's money to loan to black people. That's a story, man. You're talking about in the 50s. This is a hell of a story that needs to be told because our children needs to see us in a different light and they need to understand how brilliant they are and they need to understand how you can overcome obstacles, systems of racism in economics. It doesn't matter. Come on now, a black man having a bank? This is a story that needs to be told. And now it's looking like because of family dispute, and that happens in family. Sometimes we do things out of spite. And sometimes one of the reasons that we are not successful is because we don't want to see the other one be successful. And that's a huge problem I see in the black community. Again, I am not condoning any kind of sexual violation. If this guy violated his sisters, this is a question for me. If he violated them, there should be other victims. Because when you are a pedophile or when you are a sexual predator, you don't just do that to one person or two people. That is a behavior, that is a sickness, that is a psychological disorder, and it doesn't stop with one person. So again, there's a lot of questions I have here because there's a lot of money involved. And because there's a lot of money involved, and all of a sudden right before the movie aired, now you come out with this story. I don't know about this, man. And so I'm gonna say this. If a woman makes an accusation against a man that is not true, I think the women should go to jail. I think that if a woman lies on a man, because there's been, I don't know how many, but I would guess thousands of black men who were hung in the South for white women lying about them being raped. And I would imagine that there's thousands of brothers in jail right now behind black women lying and saying that they were raped. Now, the reason I say that a woman should go to jail is because when a man has a sexual predator on his reputation, he has to register with counties as a sexual predator. And if he goes to prison, he can be murdered. Because they don't play that in prison. Because they're looking at it like, man, hey, you could have raped my daughter. You could have raped my mother. So when someone does that kind of crime, their life is screwed. And their life should be screwed if they did it. But I'm saying if someone lies on you and slanders your reputation and maliciously, out of some other quorum, put that kind of jacket on you, they need to go to jail. If it's found out they're lying. If it's found out that it's true, the man needs to go to jail. Somebody needs to go to jail, one way or the other. The man needs to go to jail for doing that, or the woman needs to go to jail if she lied about it. So that's what I'm saying. It should not go just unanswered, because if a woman does lie about that, she's doing a very grave injustice to this man, and she's like I said, he has to register as a sexual predator, and if he goes to jail, his life is in jeopardy. He could die, he could be killed on something he didn't do. So this is not right. Again, like I said, there's a lot of questions with this to me, because again, this accusation pops up right before the movie is getting ready to go nationwide. So maybe they didn't like the negotiation he had. Maybe they didn't like the financial compensation that he did for them. I don't know. I don't know what the hell the story is. But again, like I said, the movie The Banker, I want you guys to go research it. Look at this guy's life and look at what he did, because this is a story that might not be told now. And this is a huge, huge, huge devastating blow to the black community, because we are not being told none of these stories. And believe me, it's not just him. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of rich stories of African American heroism and African American super businessmen whose story is just not being told. And we need to highlight these stories, because people cannot obtain, or people can't really pursue success if they don't really know what their people are capable of. If they don't know the stories, if they're not told these great stories, it's going to be hard to replicate that. And if all you see is gangsters and thugs and rappers, that's what you're going to be. I ask the average kid right now, when I go to these schools, I ask kids, I say, hey, what do you want to be in life? Most of them say a rapper. Most of them say football player, basketball player, because that's all they see as being successful. This comes out of the hood. They don't see investment bankers. We got black investment bankers. They don't see black brokers. I know some brokers right now that are still millionaires from the 2008. Before 2008, they were in real estate before that. But when real estate crashed, they maintained to have a lot of money. There's multi-millionaire black people in so many different sectors of entrepreneurism, and this story is not being told. So that's my sad part of this whole thing. Again, if these girls were molested at 4 and 7, this guy should have more stories. There should be more victims, because a person who has that sickness doesn't stop with 1 or 2 people. So that's something we got to look at. Also, we need to look at the fact that they fought over the rights of this movie, who had the rights to do it for years. Nothing about them being raped. Third of all, this movie is not about the kids. The movie is about the father and his accomplishments and what he did. And it's a damn shame that the father's story is not going to be told because of dumb stuff that the kids did. And it just doesn't work that way with white movies, because there's probably, I don't know the percentage, but a huge percentage of white movies that were made, the producers, the directors, they got all kind of little weird sexual accusations against them. And it's starting to come out now. You know, some of these guys, Weinstein and all these other guys who were involved in several projects, who have so much sexual harassment and sexual, I want to say, nefarious activities. You know what I'm saying? So, but their projects will still go out. See? So like I said, I just don't feel like this story should be put to the back burner because of what his children did. It has nothing to do with this guy. He's not being, the daughters are not accusing the father of doing anything wrong. It was their stepbrother. And again, like I said, if he did do this, he needs to go to jail. If he didn't do this, and they're just doing this for monetary reasons, they need to go to jail. Straight up, that's just how I feel. So with that, you guys, put some comments there. Let me know what you think. I do screen my comments because you get some crazy people say some crazy things. But put your comments down there. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Like and subscribe to my channel. This is Eric Brent, Family Cash Machine. Follow the money. And you guys can go down there and find my link to the Family Cash Machine right now and sign up for a free class and learn how to buy Bitcoin right now. You also can learn about Bitcoin a little bit and cryptocurrency, and you get a few free classes there, and you'll get a free ebook called The Greatest Exchange of Wealth Ever in History by the Family Cash Machine. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye. Peace.